Top voices this week on India Ascends. Nisha Biswal and Bill Drexel decode the fight between the world's richest man and the world's most powerful man, and what does it mean for the India-US relationship? Our big story this Friday on India Ascends, viewers. You called, well, it's the world's richest breakup actually. Once allies, now adversaries. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are locked in a public political slugfest that could burn billions and rattle boardrooms and put investors on the edge from Wall Street to Dalal Street. Musk, who's often hailed as Trump's golden goose, helped supercharge the MAGA machine through his platform X. He even helmed the government's cost-cutting crusade. But now, well, Trump's calling Musk a liability, threatening to pull the plug on federal contracts and subsidies running into billions of dollars. And here's the kicker. Tesla stock plunged 14% on just that spat alone. It's looking to recover a little bit, but the uncertainty remains. And that is the key concern. But it is not only Musk. His empire, including Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and X, of course, is now all under Trump administration's microscope. Regulators smell blood in the water. Investigations are heating up. Elon Musk may have once danced through red tape. Now he's tangled in it. But what's on line for India? Well, as far as New Delhi is concerned, where Musk had just cracked open the door for Tesla. Remember, no factories yet, just showrooms in Delhi and Mumbai. It's a toe in the water, not a cannonball. Still, Elon Musk was India's unexpected visa whisperer, a bridge of sorts really, championing the H-1B cause and the skilled talent crisis that America faces, which countries like India can fulfill. And now with this latest controversy hitting the roof, that bridge may be burning. And just in case, if you have not already heard, Indian regulators have just greenlit SpaceX access to India. Now, what does that mean? But what's the real risk here as far as the feud is concerned? It might not kill Musk's India ambitions, but it could possibly clip their wings. Why? Well, without Washington's goodwill, the EV tax credits, the regulatory shields and diplomatic back channels Musk once enjoyed, there could be now more uncertainty, and that is where countries like India will have to be very wary. But also, viewers, there's another important aspect. World's most powerful man and the world's richest man, when they brawl, there are major impacts. Whether it's the markets, whether it's the regulators, whether it's global plans, all hang by a thread. Before we move any forward, I want to play out just exactly how this descended. Listen into President Trump.
A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly. And some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone, the whole world is different, and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it and you'll let us know.
And viewers, when the truth hides in plain sight, the questions only get louder. Another bombshell from Elon Musk has exploded a presidential powder keg, leading us tonight to ask a chilling question. What was the nature of Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? And more importantly, why are those files still under wraps? It's not just a billionaire brawl. Members of the US Congress have also started demanding answers. They're now asking for an inquiry. Letters from two senior oversight members that are dated 5th of June asked Attorney General Pamela Bondi, are these files being buried to protect the president? It's no secret that the two men were once close. Trump himself told New York Magazine way back in 2002 that he's known Jeff for 15 years and went on to say that he was a terrific guy. In January 2024, there were some tapes that were unearthed by author Michael Wolff. Epstein claims that Trump's first night with Melania was actually aboard the Lolita Express. These are claims that are being made. No one really knows the truth, which is probably why an inquiry is being asked. Lolita Express, well, is on that. Epstein called Trump charming in a devious way, a salesman, a seducer, and someone, he said, with no moral compass. Well, meanwhile, in America, there is wait, there's watch, and files that are still sealed, facts that are still redacted. But the pressure is boiling. From bombshell posts to Capitol Hill probes, the Epstein files have become a thunderclap and has hit the Trump administration like a wrecking ball. But as history tells us, when the names are powerful, the silence only gets louder. And let's see if it will be different this time around. All right. Let's get you the top voices this week on the show, talking about, well, what exactly happened in the US right now. Washington, D.C. corridors are filled with the kind of uncertainty in the air. And what does this mean for India? Bill Drexel, who joins us, is with the Hudson Institute, and he will decode for us what does this really mean. Bill, now explain to us that this was about the big, beautiful bill, but is there more to it that nobody's been able to see so far?
Great question. I mean, I think that, a lot of people saw this coming. So yes, on the surface, it's about the big, beautiful bill, but more broadly, I think we can say, particularly given the extraordinary intensity of the rupture, that this is also about two very large egos coming into conflict. It seems like, friction had been mounting for some time, but it is true that one of his primary interests in government seems to have been a greater sense of fiscal responsibility and efficiency. So things seem to have reached a breaking point, and as is so often the case with this administration, it's been colorful, to say the least.
Indeed, that's a very articulate way of putting it, Bill. But the point is that what is the kind of impact that we are talking about, especially when it comes to Musk's business empire, the exposure that he has to government contracts, government subsidies? How is that likely to be assessed going forward?
Absolutely. This will have really wide-ranging impacts in politics and in business, there's no doubt. I think before we can really speculate on what those impacts will be, we have to at least say that this story is still developing, right? So, both of these characters have really, they make big moves often. So I'm not sure that this story is over, but there's no doubt that many of Musk's enterprises are deeply intertwined with government funding. There are billions on the line in terms of government contracts, especially SpaceX. And as we saw on Twitter, he threatened to kind of take down a service that SpaceX was providing that actually was really important to NASA. So there are mutual dependencies here that may get renegotiated, but there's no doubt that Musk's companies will be impacted, particularly in their government work. At the same time, Musk's companies were already being impacted by his association with Trump. So I think we'll also see some rebalancing in multiple directions. On the flip side, Musk was the largest donor to Trump's campaign. He gave an incredible amount, and the tech bro MAGA alliance that has really driven a lot of this administration could, if not unravel, at least transform considerably. And what that will mean in terms of policy, not just for technology, but more broadly, remains to be seen.
Indeed, remains to be seen given the uncertainty that is in the air. Bill Drexel, really thank you for joining me live from Washington, D.C. to decode that story. Shifting focus now to breaking news that's coming in on the broadcast. Prime Minister Modi has been invited to the G7 summit. In fact, Prime Minister Modi has announced that the invitation, in fact, he's glad to receive a call from the Canadian Prime Minister. G7 summit will take place in Alberta region of Canada from the 14th till the 16th of June this month. Until now, there was uncertainty about the invitation that was yet to be received by Prime Minister Modi. And that has come now. So the PM will be traveling to Alberta, that is in Canada, to attend the G7 meeting as one of the special invitees. That has been the case since 2019, where India has been invited every year except for the COVID year when the summit wasn't held. But apart from that, for the last 6 years, the Prime Minister has been invited as a special invitee to the G7 meeting. And that continues this year as well, where he's received the invitation from the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney to attend this summit. All right, turning attention now to the other important voice that we are getting on the show to really decode what is the biggest story that's unfolding around the world, the Musk-Trump fallout and the impact on India. Nisha Biswal, who's a former Assistant Secretary of State, joins me live to decode this in greater detail, to understand from an India point of view, what does this really mean? Nisha, really thank you for joining me on the show. Let me start by asking you that in terms of the Trump-Musk spat that one is seeing, the public fallout, is it indicative of an unstable, mercurial Trump administration? And more importantly, how should India be dealing with that kind of uncertainty?
It's a great question, Gauri, and I will say that is something that all of America's partners are grappling with. I think India has maintained a fairly steady approach to how it is engaging with the Trump administration on trade in particular, and across the board, and that is to maybe focus on what are the key outcomes that you are trying to achieve. And I think in the instance of US India, that focus has been on achieving some kind of a agreement on tariffs that would allow India to be able to avoid a reinstitution of the reciprocal tariffs when that 90-day suspension ends in July. I think India is well positioned on that and is aggressively engaging on that. Of course, there is uncertainty in the midst of all of that, in that there are new tariffs that are being introduced by the Trump administration, whether it's on this new tariff on steel and aluminum, or whether it's on negotiations that the Trump administration or conversations that they may be having with other countries. And I know that the Indian side will have been paying close attention to the conversation between President Trump and Xi Jinping as well. But by and large, I would say that India has managed the trade negotiations well and is in a attractive position to hopefully be able to announce some kind of a in principle agreement in the coming weeks on tariffs.
All right, we leave it there. Nisha, really appreciate you joining us live to decode that in greater detail, especially given the fact that the trade talks have progressed significantly between India and US. Well, on that note, viewers, we're going to slip into a very short break. Come back on the other side, talk about two other very important stories: racial trolls targeting Vivek Ramaswamy. What does that mean? And also the message that Prime Minister gave to Pakistan from Jammu Kashmir. More on that after this break.
Let's play. Someone here is about to find out they've won Lotto, but who's the millionaire going to be? Maybe that guy, wondering, are crackers with the biscuits or the crisps? All in, buying a birthday card for a cat? Okay then. George is a millionaire. Get yourself a coat with sleeves. Lotto makes 2 millionaires a week on average. Will you be the next millionaire?
I'm in. Okay, now, you can have a great first day. I promise, all right? Give me that.
Your donations helped 3D print his heart to guide his surgery, and saved his life with a groundbreaking innovation. And the future breakthrough that could cure her is closer than ever. Help us turn science fiction into reality and save more lives like hers. Donate to the British Heart Foundation now.
At Currys, there's amazing tech for everyone's needs. In store, Bridget, who is deaf, is being recommended a laptop.
And this Surface Copilot Plus PC live captions calls.
Perfect for work.
Bridget lets out a sigh of relief so powerful, the colleague's hair billows. Elsewhere, Joe, who is partially sighted, is being shown a vacuum cleaner.
So this Dyson V12 Absolute is lightweight and cord-free.
No more tripping over the cords.
She too sighs with relief, making brochures fly everywhere, and colleagues seek shelter. And here, a colleague is showing Damien and his guide dog Flynn washing machines.
How about this LG with a large clickable dial? That'll make things so much easier.
Damien lets out a sigh of relief, so does Flynn. And a tremendous wind fills the store. Air fryer toggle, trainees dodge flying blenders. Amazing tech for everyone. Currys, beyond expectations.
With 3, save £336 on the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. And claim a Galaxy Tab A9 Plus worth £259 when you buy today. Search 3 or head in-store today. Life needs a big network.
Someone's happy. Get that lucky cow feeling with luckycowbingo.com/bingo. The site that's bursting with beautiful bingo games. 75 ball bingo. Even 90 ball bingo. Fill your bingo boots today. Get that lucky cow feeling at luckycowbingo.com/bingo or download the Lucky Cow Android app from the Play Store.
Panda Bingo is the home of brilliant bingo rooms, great games, and out-of-this-world offers. It's absolute pandemonium at pandabingo.com/bingo.
Sun's out, fun's out. At Tesco Mobile, our deals will help you get the most out of summer. Get the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra with super-powered Galaxy AI and 250 gigs of data for just $55.99 a month with Club Card prices, saving you £432. And you'll collect Club Card points too. How you choose to spend them is up to you. It pays to be connected. Search Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
If your garage looks like this, you need Tougher Man. A leading supplier of shelving for your home or business. Assembly is quick, easy and boltless. Buy 1 bay from just $59.99, or you can get 3 bays from only $119.99, saving you nearly £60. Plus you get a 5-year Storelex steel guarantee. Order now at tougherman.co.uk.
Prime Minister Modi visited Jammu Kashmir today for the first time since Operation Sindoor and the Pahalgam terror attack that took place prior to that. The message was very clear that Prime Minister Modi gave. He didn't mince his words. He ripped into Islamabad, accusing it of trying to light the match of riots across India by targeting Kashmir's tourism, the lifeline of its people. India struck back hard. And now Prime Minister Modi said in no uncertain terms, whenever they hear Operation Sindoor, they will be reminded of their shameful defeat. But that's not all. While Pakistan spreads terror, India builds bridges, literally. Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the world's highest railway bridge, the Chenab Bridge, standing taller than the Eiffel Tower, and flagged off the Vande Bharat trains connecting Katra to Srinagar. While Pakistan throws stones in the dark, India lays tracks for the future. The message is clear. We won't just survive, we will soar. And that is the biggest takeaway of what happened today in Jammu Kashmir, where bridges were being built, where roads were being laid, and future of Jammu Kashmir was being secured. A proud father posts a photo with his sons and the internet shows its ugliest face. Vivek Ramaswamy's simple family moment has been hijacked by a flood of racial hatred on this very special edition of India Ascends, we ask viewers, when did being Indian American become a reason for online lynching? And what does it say about the state of Trump-era America? This report has that answer for you.
It was meant to be heartwarming, a picture-perfect description of the American dream. A father, a politician, a husband, Vivek Ramaswamy, standing proudly with his sons, captioned simply, "It's why we do it." But what followed was anything but family-friendly. In seconds, the replies turned into a digital mob, a venomous flood of racist mockery and slurs. It was anti-Indian racism, masking as patriotism. From mocking skin color to attacking culture, the message was chillingly clear: you don't belong. Ironically, Ramaswamy was born in the US and raised American. Harvard, Yale, Wall Street, his resume screams the American dream. But this isn't a one-off. Racist abuse has spiked. From Sri Ram Krishnan's appointment to Vice President Harris's heritage, Indian Americans have been vilified for rising too far. Statistically, racism against Indian Americans has surged. According to Pew Research, hate incidents have more than doubled in the past 4 years, and Trump 2.0 has definitely not made matters any better. Indian Americans contribute heavily to America's engine, from artificial intelligence to emergency rooms and pretty much everything in between. Yet, they are now increasingly being treated like invaders, not innovators. In a divided America, skin color and surname still spark suspicion, even for kids, even for families, even for citizens.
Viewers, in 2025, how American do you have to be just be considered as an American? For many Indian origin families, it still seems the answer is much more. We must ask ourselves not just who belongs in America, but who's being forced to constantly prove it. On that note, Parle G for millions of Indians is more than just a biscuit. It's childhood, it's comfort. It's the 5 rupee snack you dip into your chai on rainy days. But in Gaza, a place that's gripped by famine, this same biscuit pack is now being sold at nearly 500 times the original price, a single packet costing upwards of 2,400 rupees. After the 2023 escalation, Gaza's lifeline flood was choked. Border closures, aid blockades, rising desperation, a new system. The Secure Distribution Site 1, also known as the SDS-1 model, replaced UN food routes. But what it brought was not relief, but long queues behind barbed wires and hunger priced out of reach for many. All right, viewers, that brings us to the end of India Ascends. Thanks so much for watching this special edition.
Panda Bingo is the home of brilliant bingo rooms, great games, and out-of-this-world offers. It's absolute pandemonium at pandabingo.com/bingo.
I think that there's something that's always there that I just need to uncover. Like, I know I'm going to get there, but I have to be patient with myself. That's probably the scary part for me. And it's okay, like, if you completely pivot and change. You know, you have to be comfortable with that.
I bought cars on finance, so I've made my claim.
If our lenders charge hidden commissions, then I've made my claim.
I could be on thousands.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim.
I've made my claim. It's so quick and simple.
You could be owed thousands in hidden commissions from vehicles bought on finance since 2007, even without the details.
I've made my claim.
Trust myclaimgroup.co.uk.
Claims made simple.
Wouldn't life be so much easier if you could control your blinds at the touch of a button? With ultra smart blinds from Appeal, there's no chains, cords or wiring, because these stylish blinds are driven by a rechargeable power pack. New ultra smart blinds from Appeal, the intelligent solution for home shading.
If you have cancer, you may feel overwhelmed with worries.
Will I lose my hair?
How bad will my side effects be?
How do I cope with waiting?
What happens now?
Whatever your cancer worries, Macmillan is here for you. Whether you're anxious about side effects, waiting for test results or appointments, or just need someone to listen, don't struggle alone. Whatever you need to ask, we're here for you 7 days a week. Call Macmillan for free now on 0808 258 8000.
It's pandemonium, it's pandalicious, it's pantastic. It's the world of Panda Bingo.
I like to make a cup of tea, get settled on the sofa and play Panda Bingo. It's like a little bit of me time. Well, me and the pandas.
Whether I'm out and about on my mobile or just at home on the laptop, I can play my favourite Panda Bingo games anytime, anywhere. I just love it.
Brilliant bingo rooms, great games, out of this world offers. Join today at pandabingo.com/bingo.
With BetterHelp, the work is all about the relationship, finding my way to enter into their world, to see the world through their eyes.
Personalised care comes from listening to the client and what they want to bring you. It's for us to just be there for them.
As a therapist on BetterHelp, I think it's really important to let clients know that you see them authentically and in the way that they want to be seen.
Tired of freestanding wardrobes that just don't fit? At Sharps, we design bespoke fitted furniture like no one else, transforming bedrooms into beautifully organised spaces. Our exclusive Space Plus system means we won't be beaten on space. You'll get twice the space of freestanding wardrobes, plus you get our 15-year guarantee for total peace of mind. The unmissable Sharps half-price event is here. Book your free no-obligation design visit today at sharps.co.uk.
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance. No health checks and from just £1.15 a week. Plus free 24/7 GP access with the health and wellbeing benefit. Purchase and receive a £125 gift card for amazon.co.uk, Tesco or M&S. Call Post Office on 0800 171 2211.
In today's interconnected world, India's voice is more crucial than ever. When India speaks, the world listens. At NDTV World, we are that voice, bringing you intelligent and insightful news from India and beyond. From geopolitics and diplomacy to economic shifts, migrations, tech disruptions, and the stories of our diaspora. We cover the news that shapes our global future. NDTV World, your new home for global news, is here.